So I just, got a thought, and it just made me realize, like, man, I learned more in 15 months of being by myself than I learned throughout the rest of my entire life. You know, like being alone, I know that shit sound like lonely. It sound like hard to do, but it really is some of the best shit you can do. And I think this video was necessary because I'm kind of coming out of hibernation pretty soon. I'm kind of coming out of, my solitude pretty soon to start, just embracing more balance in my life and doing more things. But 15 months, 16 months of pure solitude. Like, I've been away from shit and the bullshit and old friends and all of that confusion and chaos, but this been the best and the most productive, this been the greatest 16 months of my existence, so far, because I learned so much, um while being like allowing myself to just be by myself. So it kind of forced me to get to know me. You know what I mean? Because, like, when you around people and you in crowds and you in the mix all the time and you doing this and you doing that, or you at work, not knowingly, a lot of times that shit can, like, spill off on you. It can influence you. Us as humans, I think that's just like a part of who we are. Like, our makeup is like being influenced and being inspired and picking up on some of the things that, or picking up on things some of the time where we don't even realize we picked it up. It could be slang, it could be a way that you walk, talk, look, act, facial expression you make from a movie you seen, a TV show, a person you hang around. Certain, so when you are by yourself though, you become afforded to just, like, be you, like, and accept that, you know what I mean, and appreciate that, of just being you. Um, but I learned so much, man, on just like what I like, who I am, what I enjoy, what I don't enjoy, the things I didn't know I like, you know what I mean, the things I didn't know uh I dislike, you know what I'm saying. But you get that opportunity, man, to just, I don't know, start to just enjoy who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, man, from the time we brought into the world and start elementary school and you start to be around people and make friends, and it started to become like nonstop. You know what I mean? And along that journey of life, you start to, not everybody, but most people, they tend to forget who they are, or what they like or what they dislike, or who they truly are. Or you get to a point where it's not safe, or it's not the cool thing to be you. You know what I'm saying? And, like, to love the things you love and enjoy about you, whether it's weird shit, whether it's, whatever it is, you know what I mean? A skill you might have, a talent you might have, you know what I mean? A cool feature about yourself, whatever. Like, you tend to lose that, you know what I mean? And you start to, like I said, as humans, we do that a lot. We start to mimic other people that maybe we think is cooler than us, or, we think they above us. And I just know, man, as this journey progresses, that, certain things I was supposed to go through. I had to go through. You know what I mean? It was no other way. The whole job, the breakup with the job, the shit, the breakup with my girl, my kid's mom, like, going through that. That was heartbreaking. That was tough. Um, you know, and even just the way that came back around, it was just like, was a lot of things I looked at as losses, but you know, in retrospect, they was lessons. And I had no idea that throughout my entire life, I was just I was just going through life. You know what I mean? But just like with no purpose, no morals, no principles, no understanding, and the universe will humble you. You know what I mean? People think, oh, I had a bad upbringing. My mom was shitty as a parent. My dad was shitty as a parent. He was a deadbeat. He wasn't there. I ain't had no family. I was that type of person. You know, people be like, it's me. You know what I mean? A lot of times on these videos, like, people be like, or I be hearing, it be me. You know what I mean? And in certain instances. And that's one of those, um, that's one of those things, like, I used to complain about, or I looked at it as if, like, it was a handicap, or you know what I mean, and it was a weakness, or that was supposed to shape my life, or the reason my life was the way it was, and chaotic and confusing and all of those things. I would blame it on that. But the universe will humble you, man. Mother Earth will humble you. Your ancestors will humble you. And I say that wholeheartedly because I ain't have a great upbringing. I ain't have a real strong foundation, but what I started to gain was uh guidance, you know what I mean, and love and response in its own way, from these entities, and from, you know, I said the universe, Mother Earth, you know what I mean, my ancestors, and just asking for help, asking for guidance, searching for answers, having questions like that. It allowed me to get to where I'm at today. Far from perfect, far from finished. Still got a shit ton of stuff to do, and um, you know, and discover and understand. But man, has this amount of time that I've been able to be away from working, and you know, spend a lot of time in this room, you know what I mean, and just away from everything, you know what I'm saying? Of course I go outside and I gotta, you know, get things from the grocery store, or, you know, do little shit with my kids and things like that. But for the most part, man, I was just afforded an opportunity to detach and get away from the noise and the pressures of having to keep up and be around this, and the influences, and you know what I mean. I still see it. I got a phone and shit like that. I got social media, but um just not being around people and not being around that allowed me to get to know me and really understand who I am. And I'm still learning, but I spent some time with myself. I made it to where I was able to get to know me and my likes and dislikes, and uh, grow. You know what I'm saying? Grow with myself, man. And instead of being around a bunch of people that don't have your best interests at heart, they don't give a fuck about you, they don't love you for you, that, you know what I mean? Or you can't be yourself around, or you can't, you know what I mean? So, man, I highly recommend anybody out there that's feeling, you know, like overwhelmed, or, you know, just feeling like a certain kind of way, man. Get away from people, get away from everything if you can, you know what I'm saying? And just, I know you gotta work, and we got, you know, money and bills that gotta be made and paid and shit like that, but if you need to sit a summer out or two, or you know what I mean, like, find the time though. I don't know how you gonna do it or what you gonna do, but find the time to spend with yourself. You know what I mean? Eat with yourself, talk to yourself, watch TV with yourself, watch movies with yourself, scrolling, like, just do shit with you. You know what I mean? That's your best friend. That's your real friend. In the all, when the smoke clear, you know what I mean? Like, when it's all said and done, you is I and I, is you and you. Like, spend that time with you, man. You know what I mean? Catch up. You know what I mean? We in this life, man, we become so disconnected with ourselves. You know what I mean? It's like, man, um, So now that I'm preparing to go back out into the world and find my balance and enjoy my life fully, you know what I mean, with no limitations of uh this, or I don't do this, or I don't want, like, I'm better than, like, just really enjoying this experience in its entirety, man. I just wanted to speak to that. Like, solitude, it saved me, you know what I mean? It rejuvenated me. You know what I mean? It helped me, it helped me, shed some things and get some weight off of me, and amongst other things, and rebirth. You know what I'm saying? Like, this solitude was a rebirth, and it was needed. Um, like I said, it changed my life. It helped, probably save my life. Um, like I said, I cut my hair last night. It was like, yo, I'm ready for this new book. You know what I mean? That I'm about to embark on. I'm ready for this brand newness. You know what I mean? To life, and just leaving everything where it's at. You know what I mean? And that's behind me, and just moving forward. And just not wanting to take any stagnant or bad energy along with me. You know what I mean? It called for that. You know what I mean? I needed this in order to start fresh and to really live my life 100% to the fullest, authentically. You know what I mean? Like I said, having a situation with my kid's mom, and us fixing our relationship, just allowing me to see how I treated people, and showing me and humbling me, the universe doing that for me, and just showing me, to treat people, the way I want to be treated. I know a lot of people throw that around, but it's really real like that. You know what I mean? And like I said, we get lost in the people that we allow into our space. You know what I mean? And we adopt bad habits and shit like that, of how we treat people or how we act, being around bad people, being around negative people, being around low vibrational people. Like, we can uh we can take that in and mistreat people, ourselves, just like I was around a lot of negative people. I was around a lot of bad people, you know what I mean? So just all of that shit, man, leading up to this point, it's just like, it just all makes sense, you know what I mean? Like, everything, even when I don't understand them in the moment, it feels purposeful. The things I'm doing, it's just like it's immediately followed up by just a purposeful type of feeling. Um, the decisions I'm making now, they're more sound, they're solid, they're conscious. You know what I mean? I've grown, I've grown in this time. You know what I mean? That I've spent with myself. Uh, I've grown, man, and I'm gonna continue to grow. It's amazing. It's a great ass feeling to grow, and to know that I'm not who I was, not just yesterday, but last year, last month. Like, I'm no longer that person. You know what I mean? And I'm growing, and I'm getting better. Uh, some days are harder than others, but ultimately though, I'm growing and I'm striving. You know, I don't know what the finished product looks like, but I'm striving, and I'm excited. You know what I mean? I'm excited, man, to just get everything, to take my power back, to take, get full control of my life again, uh to create that balance I never had, to not to not wing up, like weigh out anything, you know what I mean? To not weigh out anything, but just to be in full control and have that discipline and have that balance and just live my life, and not be afraid to do that. You know what I mean? For a long time I was afraid to do that, to just live, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, this shit is just it's a good time to be alive. It's a good time to be me. Um, and yeah, I just want to see, what's next. You know what I mean? So we'll see, man. We'll see.